स्टार्ट करते हैं और एकदम सबको पहले हेलो वी आर लाइव राइट नाउ एंड
Yeah.
दिस स्ट्रीम is very special because nobody knows the output of AI agents once like everybody launches a token and then goes live and be like they're like headless chicken and they're like, oh, what should we do next? So this specific stream is only for people who are actually launching an AI agent, building something real and trying to change the world. So today we have the founder of Spheron, Prashant, with us. We have founder of Daplooker and also Loki, Abhay and Abhinav, and we have Chief Strategy Growth Officer of Quill AI, Chef with us, and everybody's here. And today is going to be a very light-hearted but a very important stream, which is about what to do next, and something which comes as a question for everybody who's starting into the stream. Like, AI agents just picked up, right? Everybody was like, yeah, let's create an AI agent and let's do DeFi AI, let's do this and let's do that. And everybody started doing that. And we saw that there are so many AI agents that just popped up out of nowhere. So my first question, and this is going to be a very laid back conversation around like people who are creating into this segment, is that like, what should be your first step once you have made your token live and you're already used a launchpad or have done a fair launch, or like what should be your first step through that? Like, how do you navigate it? It's an open space.
I
Yeah,
think
so
I'd love to
yeah,
hear Abhay and
yeah,
Abhinav's view.
yeah. I mean, we have a token, so I mean, I can take it up, and we have AI agent also. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, in on the December, I think start of December, we made Loki, which is like powered by Daplooker Data Infra, live on virtuals. And we got like a really good response. We reached, and I mean, it was completely bootstrapped. We didn't raise anything. We hit like 13 million all-time high. A lot of like people using it. But I would say like, I mean, the real game starts when the token is live. Before that, whatever you do, like it's I mean, I mean, before the agent live goes live or token live, you can prepare as many things. You can do a lot of things, but there will a lot of unexpected scenarios. There will be a lot of I mean, basically how users and community perceive after the agent went live, after token went live. And for us, I would say like, I mean, we have been like building. I mean, the amount of development and product development which we have done after agent went live is much higher and impactful than before token. So we ran like beta with around 100 very high profile, I mean, traders, product people. And after beta, we made terminal live. So right now we have terminal, we have automated X account, we have Telegram agent also. We have around 2,000 users across, sorry, 20,000 users across these different channels. And yeah, I mean, like whenever liquidity comes, I would say the AI space is the one which gets maximum liquidity. And now, whatever we have done in last 2 3 months, we are actually reaping the fruit with a better market cap. People loving what we are doing. We have a like user base growing. So yeah, I mean, that's how we progress.
But
Right.
you
So
said
just
like whenever liquidity come. Oh yeah, Abhinav, go ahead.
sorry. Yeah. Just to add to Abhay, so one thing to add here, like so when you launch a token, so we were not very much into the community. That thing we learned after launching a token. So we suddenly like on Telegram and Twitter we got around 5,000 plus community members less than 5 days. Like yeah, very good. So to give every update to let them know like what we are building, that's really helps and also improve the token value in the short term and the long term both. So that's one thing I want to add in this one. Yeah, you can ask your question.
As you said, like whenever liquidity comes, right? So you saw that once you did it, like you did it at the top of the market or somewhat sooner when market was picking up, and there were people who were investing heavily into like ecosystems like virtual and things like that. But what happens like when liquidity dries down? So what? How do you navigate that segment? Like that segment is very different for everybody because there are no more people launching in, and you see that okay, if there are people launching in there, the launches comes down to really less amount of people, the volume really dies down. So what do you focus upon, like utility, bringing more customer, bringing more user base? What's your navigation onto that?
Yeah, so yeah, fortunately, you rightly said we launched at the peak of when AI agent was at the boom in December, and yeah, so we got a really got good and solid start, but once whatever the market up or down, what we have realized is you need to be product market fit. Let's say, if you have a good product market fit, even when the market is not good, when the liquidity dries up, so I mean, you'll go down, but you'll not go that much down that you're close to zero. So, because people community, they're with traders, basically like traders, community people. They keep monitoring every agent. They know who has the good mind share, who has a good team, who has a good product, and in token, that ripple effect is faster. So if you're doing good, you'll see the mind share growing. But if you're not doing good, you'll see that negative effect also spreading faster. So at the end of the day, what working for us is product market fit. Right now, like if you're seeing the X, every token, especially on the virtuals, on the Genesis launches, is been DD'd with Loki terminal. People, traders, these traders, they have a they're holding like close to 10 million. They have a position of $10 million in different tokens, and they are using Loki terminal to do due diligence, on-chain due diligence, and posting on X. If it's a good token, it's a positive due diligence. But if it's a, if dev is selling and there's a rug thing happening, that also being posted. So you'll see that happening very frequently, and you'll see like daily that being posted. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a very
Amazing.
spicy take on this one. Is like I think you have mentioned something called product market fit. I think a lot of us don't like in Web3 like don't know about that. How can you just can you just more go deeply into that segment of that product market fit? Because that's something which is really interesting to hear from your point. I know like $10 million people are like gonna be like using it, but is it really what token? Is it really what drives the token value? Right, and if that's true, then again, I'll counter add on that, and you have to counter that also, right? Then what is happening with the Fatcoin, Doge, and all of those product market fit tokens in the market, like with the billions of dollars valuation? So you have to justify that, okay? Uh,
Yeah. You're right. There are different tokens. So, one thing you have to realize it, like when you have a product, let's say, आपके पास Spheron as a product है, and then when you launch a token, basically you need to manage two different products. So one token as a product, and one, the actual Spheron
that's
product.
where
Or let's say if I have a Loki,
that's what I wanted
yeah.
wanted to
So
hear.
yeah. So if you want to be like a really good by market cap or really good mind share, you need to be perfect at both. And what generally happens is either you are good at like let's say the product, or either people are good at token. In Web3, a lot of this, I would say uh, uh, this like meme coin tokens. Uh, those builders, they're very good at token marketing, KOL. So they don't have a product, but they're good at token as a product. So both are,
But
you
who
need to
is
handle
winning in
both.
this game?
But
So
yeah.
ultimately, as
So
a founder, who is winning into all of this? So see, understand this, okay? So the reason we have this kind of calls for all of us, like not to just talk about which is very clean slate stuff in Web3, right? We are also going to be doing tokens soon at Spheron. And there are a lot of things which we have learned, like experiences from you guys. I think we have spent good amount of time in train while talking about like what you guys have done at Zero Loki, and like we have spent good time together with you, and then we have spoken to a lot of other founders who have been doing those tokens, and this is what I don't want to hear. Okay, is that it's a product and everything. Just let's be very honest. In Web3, we have two things. The one is product, which is product, which nobody can even attach it with the token. And then token as a product, what you have really mentioned, right? Now, if I ask you today, give me one token name which you think has a solid product and has a solid token value. Which token do you see today?
Yeah. So I can I can talk about virtual. So I would frankly say that when we started Loki, we are very good at the product side of it, but token as a product, we learned it. And now let's say, few years down the line, if you have to launch a token again with a product, I would do very differently because of that experience. But so one thing is like, if you want to have a, let's say, at the end of the day, everyone looks at profit, market cap, what the token is doing. So if you're good at both, that's like the ideal space you are in. If you're good at product as well as you're good at token as a product, you're in like very good space. I can give examples of a token. For example, kosher capital. It's backed by kosher capital, shekel, and you'll not realize that at the start, like 3 4 months back, even in the bear market, they were really down. Really down means, really down. And now, like, they've changed the strategy as they're launching like hedge fund for trading agents. They have and the launch is like 2 weeks back. They are actually Loki customer. They're using Loki data APIs, and now they have gone above their all-time high market cap in this market where liquidity is just coming. So what they are doing good, they're doing the product good, as well as they're doing the token product also good, because there's a lot of mind share there. There's KOL, but using the KOL in a right way is also, I would say, the expertise. Also, like they have around 100. Yesterday I saw their stats. They shared actually like 100 of trading agents launched on their hedge fund agent. So these are some examples. I would say, like, and they're above all-time high already, because people are realizing that these guys are doing good at the product level, and also like token as a product level. There are more such examples, but I'll keep my example at like shekel, push capital,
Amazing. I'll pause there. I can go deep
on
and deep into
virtuals.
that. Like that rabbit hole is very, 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 very different rabbit hole. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think like you rightly said, Abhay, and that's what we also have to like change, and that's what we also discussed multiple times. Like the same view we also have is like the one is where how we can ensure that not just launch a token for the fun's sake. You just go ahead and launch it, right? After that, you also have to ensure that it's been properly been well designed into the product as a flywheel mechanism. So, and that's where like we have spent a very huge amount of time into just understanding this very deep bottom. And I know also like what is going to be happening tomorrow after launch of token, we also don't know. But the one thing which as the founders and the team, which we should do, and we should just embed it in ourselves, that whenever you launch a token, you just don't launch a token with a meme or anything like that. It has to have a certain equity value attached to it. When I say equity value, it should not be like equity asset, but essentially when you do a token, it's like you are buying into an IPO, you are buying into a company where it is going to grow, and with that you are also going to participate as well. But again, it's a global company which you're building from day one in the Web3. So it gives you the exposure for the entire world. But I'll pause here. I think I'll give again Prakarsh to ask question from Chef here as well. Or others will be like
Has
hijacking the
been
entire
quite.
stage, hijacking the entire, and he's like silently giving a smiles like, okay, whatever these guys are doing, it's fine.
And
I'm gonna be
these
like
product
launching
driven folks
secure
always speaks of product.
security, security to these guys.
Yeah, but I really want to hear from you, like, because you guys have a whole pedigree in security, and now you guys are doing something in the AI agent space and agentic space. And any specific reason to do that, or you think that the space is like, because you said that you have some own set of ideas
Yeah.
towards uh, this space, and in terms of specifically, you mentioned like. Reinforced learning into bringing into security and all of that stuff. So I would love to know you from your end as well. Like, what does Quill thinks from a whole pedigree of bringing people who are into security, and then also bringing people into AI space? Like, what's your take on this?
Yeah. So, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Okay. So, I think in terms of security, we've been auditing contracts for the past 7 years. But if you look at the thesis with which the organization started, it was to provide security to the ecosystem. Now, what has happened is with the cost of audits rising and so much competition, and even a service becoming such a commodity, which used to be like maybe five, six players, and maybe one or two bounty competition players like C4 and Sherlock. Now everybody is facing so much of competition that, I mean, there's a price war going on, plus the cost of audits is really high, and at the end of the day only 10% of the contracts are being audited. We spent $2 billion auditing, oh sorry, we lost $2.2 billion in the last year, and we spent $600 million securing these 10% of the contracts. So we basically lost $2.2 billion while spending $600 million, which is an insane amount of money that we spend to protect so little, right? So my point is that existing methods are not exactly very effective. When you go to Web 2, you see a whole lot of tooling. In Web 3 security, since the past 4 or 5 years, maybe one, maybe two good tools have come out in Web 3 security. You see hardly any innovation. So I think the precursor for us going into security XAI was probably these two things. One, catering to a larger audience, not just the 1 or 2% or maybe 10% of the people that can afford an audit. And obviously, the speed, we've seen people's IDOs get dumped because the premier auditing firms have timelines and waiting list periods of maybe 3 or 4 months, right? So time, and increase the tooling for developers and at a higher level for auditors, and at the same time reduce the cost and increase the accessibility. So these were the core ideas of why we wanted to shift to AI. And as soon as we started working with researchers, we started bringing in the best AI professionals. We realized that okay, we've been auditing, but there's a whole world of security that we are not maybe even aware about, and maybe we can incorporate this into existing methods to make the existing methods so efficient that maybe those other 90% of the people can also use these auditing services, and we can protect more and lose less. So that was the thesis behind combining these two forces. And I think you mentioned a few interesting terms around AI. So I think the part where we learn significantly from the information present in our environment is very important. Like if you consider a robot, right, or if you consider a self-driving car, you can easily say that these are maybe some of the greatest innovations in the past, maybe 5 to 10 years, or maybe even the last 50 years. So how do you think that such autonomous objects are able to have a trajectory or maybe maintain a certain direction? Like if you see an autonomous car driving, I mean, there's obviously certain aspects to it where you see IoT devices and you see sensors, but all of these are giving information. And maybe a robotic hand, right? A robotic hand is also taking information from its environment using sensors and everything. But at the end of the day, which direction these devices or objects have to go in is being decided by the machine learning algorithm underneath it. And that is what essentially we are also doing with audits or maybe security as a whole, is that we are enabling our AI agents that we are building to go in a direction that maximize security by taking more and more information from the environment. So that's the overall high level concept of what we are trying to do. And yes, I mean, in the previous debate that was going on, if I had to chime in, I think you guys guessed it right. I haven't seen the token prices in a long time for anything. And I don't want to also, it defocuses me, but that's just my personal thesis. I'm not maybe inclined towards the whole aspect. And my sole objective for the next 3 to 4 years with the organization, without the organization, would primarily be to extend security to as many people as possible and make it as accessible as possible. We see Lazarus Group, and I think we see a lot of new AI agent tokens without any product launching their tokens, and 90% of these people are rugging, right? We have our AI agent to check whether a token is a scam or not. It has generated maybe 600,000 reports by more than 100,000 users in the past 3 months, and it's being used by maybe 20 plus or big organizations. Our API, 95% of the tokens are rugged. So, I mean, I've lost somewhat of the faith in the whole Web3 organization or the ecosystem that's just consistently launching tokens. And having a product does drive a utility, but it also instills a sense of trust for the users. Like Abhinav and Abhay, I see them giving updates to the community. So I know that these people are not going to rug because they're out there building their products, they're doing live streams, they're active in the community. So you hardly see that from all the Web3 projects.
But what about sophisticated drugs? Like, because we see that drugs have become more sophisticated, right? Like, it's just not pump and dump game now, and it has become so, like we were reading today, like virtual just stopped people from sniping from day one, and that has come to a lot of play. Like, if once we say that, okay, your token is live, and you see that, oh, okay, and let's just snipe it out, and nobody's gonna know, and dev is gonna emission off to say like airdrops to friends and fam. So how is the whole ecosystem protecting that? Like, what's your
So
viewpoint on this? Like, do
that's
people do that?
yeah, people do that, and even after the whole like Genesis points, I've had deals come to us where they're saying that okay, we'll give you at 220 market cap or whatever is the Genesis market cap, and then we'll do 10% OTC and then 90% with 3 months cliff and this much vesting. So it's still happening, and Virtuals has done an excellent job to avoid sniping. But I think Loki also has the dev cluster thing, and we also have mechanisms in place, and there are multiple tools that offers such a deep insight into the ecosystem or the market that if a user wants to know and wants to check that will this token rug 95% with surety, they can check if the token is going to rug. But of course you guys can also would love to hear your opinion on this.
Somebody just unmuted.
After
Yeah, I
hearing
mean,
this, after
yeah,
after
we
after
can,
hear
I think, yeah, we can add something because we are in Loki have a feature called Rug Scanner, which is a like it's basically for agents and token Rug Scanner. Actually, Abhinav built this with our product team, and it's one of the most like popular features. And it's, I mean, what Chef and like QuillAI is doing is more on the audit side of it. That's a different expertise. But what how we identify is based on like on-chain data. So maybe Abhinav,
Just
if you
one
want
thing.
to
Do you
add,
have shadow founder
yeah.
finder?
before,
How to find
but
shadow
Yeah,
founders
yeah,
of like have
then
somebody
We'll
build that?
We'll
not at the moment. Like we
we'll
have
we'll
somebody.
scrape all of Chain Yoda's skills and train an LLM with it.
Cool.
so
we,
I
we,
have
we we have
I have one thing which I was just
shadow
wanted to
wallet.
add is like here while I was hearing I was just creating some mind map like while you guys were just speaking, and I just kind of realized that we have built the guns, we have built the nukes, we have built everything, and then we have given to the people who doesn't hold it, who should not hold it. And then what we do is to run and ask them, not do not do this, do not fire this, do not use it, right? So I think, and whenever they use it, then we just run and to go and intercept it, like all of those stuff. So I think it's the same thing which is happening here. We have given people to go and launch a token of weapons, like it's like pump.fun and all of those things. And then now we are coming back and we are saying like people are not gonna rug, which is not true, which is not gonna be true down the line. It's like we are creating a lot of problem for ourselves first, and then we are just looking for for more solutions
But
from from our side, only like just go and build those solutions just to solve those problems which we have itself created. I think it's a very very good interest. Like I'm kind of loving this entire space as such. Honestly, like Shiv, like you told like you are kind of like entitled to like you got exhausted. I've been seeing it this for the five
hello.
years, right? So one thing which I have been just seeing it, and if you just sit back, okay, relax sometimes, and then just look at this entire thing, whatever is happening, what you will find. We first create a problem for ourselves. Okay, we dig the holes, and then we expect people not to jump into those holes. And if we don't want to expect them to jump into those, what we do is like we start creating the walls. And then whenever we create the walls, these guys will come and climb on the walls by putting the stairs, by building something, and they will just try to jump into the jump into the kind of wall. So I think we really loved that the the concept. It was going in my mind. I can't explain in the word. If I had to explain in Hindi, I could have just done it in a much more better way. But
But Prashant, but
Yeah,
that is everywhere, right? You first grow trees, and then you say there are a lot of trees. Then you cut trees, then trees get less, and then you say let's grow more trees,
yeah,
right?
that's what
So
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But here it's very different, right? So when you If you look at, and I don't deny this because we are living in the same era. If I would have been in 1999 when .com and all of those things happened, I would have had the same opportunity. And the reason I'm saying this is because Shiv just mentioned that, and I'm motivating him because by saying this, by the way, okay, it's not against the industry. I'm just telling him to remain in the industry because this is how industry works. We have to create the problem, and this is how the system evolves. So essentially, it's an evolution process of any system. If you guys have ever designed, like, you guys are OGs in designing systems anyways on the data side and all of these places, and Shiv is also here. So data design system also
and
works like this.
and right, AI is coming, and
Yeah,
now we are saying that AGI is not good, close AI is not good, and then we say let's put some restrictions. So it's basically, I mean, you rightly said, it's technology evolution, and
So,
then you try to
it's
fight the
technology
problem.
evolution,
so I think this would be a nice
right?
place
And we
to
have to
do
just
a subtle
respect it.
plug. We are building the guardrails for AI agents.
Yeah, see, guardrails for AI agents now.
it's it
Come on. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Essentially the tech, even when we build Spheron, the biggest like fear for me is that we allow anyone to lease out the compute. Now, being a security folks and being data folks and being coder, just imagine the repercussion it can bring on the table for a lot of people, because what we have built essentially, like, from the global compute, you can access that compute. And now I won't tell that because it will give mind to people to go and do the stuff. I'll not name that specific those things, but just imagine what it brings on the table. Now we are also afraid on our side. Now we are working on the solution. The problem, like, to kind of ensure that this doesn't happen, like those kind of things doesn't happen on the network. And that's how the industry evolves, right? This is how the beauty of any industry, and we are very early in all of those things. And when everything just ends up, it won't be fun anymore. Then we'll be like 50 years of our age, and we'll be like farming somewhere, growing food and all of those stuff. So it will be out of the scope.
strawberry farmer thala for a reason. So
Yeah.
and so we have been getting good, like, people are writing on the comment section, appreciate the no BS chat we have got going. So yeah, this is pretty good stream, guys, and we love the honesty, and we love how everybody's rolling this. And like, speaking of honesty and speaking of rugs, right, like, these are two different things. And we have seen there was a specific thing that was shared specifically by Vader, right, which was like the virtual genesis saw that a lot of agents did 150x, few did 225x, and few did few rugged as well. So is there a premise where you can actually think that utility is tied to getting rugged, or like the amount of your AI agent is has utility, it has lesser value that it can rug people, versus something which is just a fancy cron job and which is just there to showcase on a good front end? Like, what's the magnitude of it, and how do you identify that? Because both of your teams, I think you guys have been working on something which, like, identifies rugs, and Prashant has said Spheron is more on compute. We see a lot of people doing all of this, but I will, and Abhay as well, like, the same direction. But I'd love to know what's your viewpoint on this.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Genesis, so I mean, I'll let Abhinav also add this. So I mean, so Genesis is getting very popular on virtual. So everyone knows, like, virtual is the number one AI agent launchpad. I mean, it has been always criticized till Genesis that I mean, there are like rugs happening. I mean, this agent builders, they sell their tokens, but Genesis, like, at a lot of I mean, level, solves that with a very smooth and like profitable launch with a lot of transparency. And today, actually, like in our product roadmap, we discussed, we finalized UX, and on Loki will be like adding Genesis agents very soon, where you can see in real time whether what's the bubble map, what's the pattern holding, whether it's in real time, will it is it getting rugged, or it's a, like, really good token economics. All this information you'll get it. But yeah, I mean, like, you can add. You did a lot of research on Genesis. Uh,
Right.
can you
So,
add?
like before, like talking about Genesis, like Prakarsh, say a term called sophisticated rugs. So we also call it slow rug, basically. So we recently, like a couple of users had done a DD on a couple of agents. One is like Selfa, which is a very popular agent in the virtual ecosystem. So, so it's like in the after doing the DD and everything with the on-chain data and intel, we got to know that like it has like reduced its allocation, which is close to 70% at the start. Now it's around 21%. So that really blasted the like the CP space of agent because nobody was expecting, and also like it's a recognized agent. So that one thing we have. So slow run is like coming up in the picture. So now talking about Genesis, Genesis is really helping fix this issue, like helping them to because what Genesis does is like when you go for token launch, it will ask to map your connect your X, your profile, everything, right? So now it's up to the user. You want to subscribe for that particular, agent or not, right? So it's completely based on the profile. So recently, I think Rose token has been launched, and the founders of Rose token was like from the IIT Kanpur. The two founders are there. So the profile is very strong, and you see like it was oversubscribed by close to I think 5,000%, and this really done well for now. But like I'm not saying like this is going to be right, but like there can be case like it can be done like the slower in the future. It can be like an agent which is launched now. It looks good, but like in future it can be done. So Genesis like helping with the first part of it, like initial launch. The token will not be run because they have the locking system where like where devs can lock for 30 days, all this stuff, and it can help them not for a time frame, not for a like computer, for a future. So that's one thing we have. Then as like Abhay told, like the Genesis sniping has been almost reduced or like almost like eliminated because you can't snipe anymore because now like that when agent launch it comes like directly launch at a very high market cap. So at that point, like sniping doesn't make sense. And the people like who has the virgin points, there's a concept of virgin points where you can like if you have those points, you can subscribe for an agent, and based on that, you get the allocation on a fixed FDB of like close to 112K virtual. So which is again like helping agents or like also the community to like trust a particular get allocation of an agent in a very fair environment. So that's how like the Genesis and everything is working. And as a told, like we are also working on the integration of Genesis, where like you get the complete detail of an agent, like how many allocation you will be getting, what is the profile of that particular agent, how the like what are the on-chain activities like previous yeah, like before launching any token, like what was the on-chain funding mechanism is like happening for that agent. So that kind of stuff we are bringing up so that you can do before like you can do DD before launching any kind of agent. So it's getting long. So that kind of stuff we are building, and that's how we are helping solve this complete issue.
I
So
mean, I'll just
essentially, you
add.
guys are helping.
Yeah, I'll just add to the users that I mean, if you want to make some money and you're also like yapping about the virtuals, you have a very good chance of making money with Genesis agents because all those Genesis agents, the way it's designed, I mean, there are a couple of rugs, but most of them like greater than 10x returns they're giving to the users and traders.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
a quite bold like which is happening. It always happened. By the way, have you guys ever been the participant of IDOs? Have you guys
Right.
participated into IDOs earlier? No? Okay.
Uh,
So that's the reason you are excited about 10x return. But let me tell you one thing. This is how IDO also works, right? So essentially, if you guys have been in 2020, 21 and 2020, there were a lot of these IDOs where you hold their token, you will be able to get the allocation, and those allocation will be at a lower valuation than the market, and then it will give you 100x return and all of those things, right? And then after a certain point of time, those tokens no longer are there in the market. The reason being because there are multiple reasons around that. I can speak on those things. I think The biggest thing which I okay, again, I just wanted to put in some questions here before even I jump into. So the reason I just spoke about this is very simple, is that it doesn't matter whatever you do, right? It doesn't matter if you put a anti-sniping tools or anything like that, right? Or even if you lock your dev token for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, even 10 or 100 years down the line, right? It doesn't matter at all. If you don't have a will to build, if you don't have a will to like do anything, it doesn't matter whatever you do, that will happen. Your rug pull will happen and people are gonna lose the money. 10x sounds quite better. I never sell that. The reason being because we have been there. I have seen those that era of where any random token was touching $1 billion market cap in the industry. At least now we are at a place where $1 billion is not that easy to achieve. But the era which I have seen is where $1 billion was like quite easy to achieve. Like even normal projects were like hitting $500 million valuations, and those tokens now are zero almost, right? So I think I'm telling this, okay? I'm quite entitled to the approach of like any sniping or anything like that. It's fine that this is how, if you want to avoid the sniping, don't release the token in the open market. It's very simple. You design a token economics in a way that it just suits and behaves like that. It should not be at 110K market cap. Imagine as a startup, and this is my question, okay, to you, all of you. Imagine as a startup, your startup is valued at around 110K market cap or FDV or whatever you call it, right? Like, do you really think that the founder is gonna keep on building on that particular valuation? Just be very honest, okay? And at the high, at the peak, when he's not a good marketer, or because a lot of founders who I've met and they have done brilliant work, like they have built billions of dollars companies. They are not initially they are not very good at marketing. They learn marketing over the years, right? And and you guys also are the correct example of and even Chef, you guys are from the QuillAI because I've been chatting with you guys also a lot. It takes time to become that, right? But do you really think that market cap and FDV, which you are putting it there and then locking the founders in and all of those stuff, do you really think they will be motivated to go ahead and keep on building on such kind of things? Or it is again,
So
it's just a nice way of portraying that you are getting 10x, the community gets a 10x, builders gets a 5x, and they all exit after 3 months, and the project is done. And then on the so-called side, we
so
just say that we avoided the sniping.
yeah. So I mean, I'll just add like few things. So I mean, one thing. I mean, you rightly said. If you're like, I mean, if you're launching a token or a product, you need to have a will to build long term. Because especially in a token thing, it's bound to go down and it's bound to go up based on what the market is, irrespective of like how good your marketing or how good you're building. It's bound to like go down. But in a token, like I mean, one thing you pointed like, would you as a founder build when you have a market of let's say under 200K? So I would say that's where you need. I mean, at the start, you need to have a good, I mean, good head start. Why you need a good head start? Let's say, I mean, what helped when we launched on December versus what we'll do if someone is launching, let's say, in Feb or March. So when you launch on a December timeline, I mean, you get a good head start where you can, I mean, in terms of market cap, and it basically helps you build your treasury for to continue your technology and operations and all these things. You make it public with your token economics. So you get a, so let's say you want to build for a long term, but to build for a long term, you need a good team, you need technology, and for that you need capital, and that's where you need a good head start. So I mean, that's what like helped us when we launched in December. But I know like a lot of founders. So I mean, at, in last 4 or 5 months on virtuals, there are thousands of agents launch. But if you see right now, who is like how many of them are good or doing good? Only like less than 50 of them are like surviving, doing good, or like making money, profits, or have some kind of product market fit. So and that's what comes to when you said that you need to have a will especially in the like bad market. You keep developing, building, and which definitely like gives you like fruits, reap fruits when the market gets.
Yeah. Now coming back. Okay. Okay. I can go on that, but let's not. So essentially, what you're saying. So let's say if you go with the locking in all of those mechanism, right?
Did we? I think we lost you like in the middle. I think gods of AI agents paused you
Yeah, that's what
from
that's
asking
the
real
reason why I
questions.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I truly love the answer and the way you guys have put it forward. But I'd love to learn more around like other things as well as you like as Prakash has a lot of other questions. I'll pause here because we are already at hitting at 40 minutes. So I'll not overextend with a lot of questions. We can have other calls separately on this point.
But this has been a really good conversation, a very heart to heart conversation, and I like that. It rarely happens. People say very plaintive stuffs in streams that eventually doesn't bite them anytime. Like once people go and investigate them. So, but if there is, what do you think is an outlet for a dev? Like I really want to understand, and I really want to plug in a joke. क्या devs पैसा कमा पा रहे हैं? But I really wanna see like how is exactly once you see like you have an agent which has a utility, it's already out, it has a token outside, and you think like what would be the path to take as the most like I'm because you guys are already doing that. Cool guys have already seen people doing that, and we have also experience in people we see that so what's the native path for maintaining that product, and also like to bring more on utility, keep reinventing themselves, make sure that the narrative vibe vibe sorry doesn't die down and it keeps on going. So I really want to know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add that. I mean, with token, with token AI agents, you also need to be like, little patient. So, I mean, the two things which like working for us is right now. So, I mean, just to tell, like in last 2 weeks, we have like almost 5x our market cap. I mean, we are again like others, we're down in bear market, but in like last 2 weeks we have done we have done like 5x and I mean we know like with this, with the market getting better, we'll also like get better. So as I mentioned, like so actually, like one of my pinned post is if you have, let's say, when I say like product market fit, basically you're getting revenue. Plus, if you're good at mindshare, let's say token marketing, if you have a good like revenue generating product, and then you have mindshare, you will be in very good space as a dev. Yeah, or if that's your focus. So there are a lot of agents and virtuals who currently don't have revenue, but they have good mind share. But their focus is clear. Like they want to have clients, they want to get revenue. So if you have revenue, if you have good mind share, and you again like have a will to build it long term, you will get success. So I mean in Web3, like this bear market, bull market comes in cycles. Bear market is normally longer, but bull market is like shorter. So I mean the logic is simple. You basically keep building on bear market, and then you basically reap the fruits on the bull market with a lot of marketing and of course like product development. And in virtuals with the Genesis, like currently, I mean, I think that 10 agents, just to tell, like in last 2 weeks, there are 10 agents launched, most of them by dev. There's no VC involved in that. Like all eight, eight of them has like got 10x returns, whoever like pledged their money, and the maximum we have got is like 130x. And a lot of and if you see like virtuals, I mean, a lot of people talk about that. There are a lot of drugs happening on virtual platform. There are a lot of negativity also, especially in the like down market. But the team is like, if you see like daily, you'll see updates from the virtuals team. They are also like keep pushing. So if you're following virtuals, I mean, there's so much development. There's so much I mean, product announcement that you'll keep news of all those updates. I mean, Chef Sanket can relate on this. So the virtual team also is there. They're very proactive. I mean, they were down like down like I think 120x, but now they're also like moving towards all because of the product market fit. Plus, also they keep improving their product. And Genesis is like one part towards that, which is helping devs. You asked like, are dev making money? I'm Bernie guy. Like I know, he came to our event in Token Dubai, and I mean he has the best like market cap in the Genesis. He did like 10 million, which is like almost like 50x of if you have plus you got 50x. So he's a dev. He's not like, raised any big money, and I mean what he's doing good is like he has a like product roadmap. He has a good token economics, and then he's working towards the mind share. So I would say like good devs uh, are making money, especially like with virtuals.
I think
That's good to
it's
hear.
I think the best thing for devs that has happened is virtuals, because earlier the journey would be that you build something and then you raise VC money, which was hard for a lot of devs, right? And all of that is not very accessible. With virtuals, you build something because that's something that you can do, and you have a proof of concept, and the people love a narrative, and more than a narrative, they love a product. I've realized this after talking to maybe 50 plus agent builders in the past month, that people actually do love products, because as I mentioned, it instills a sense of trust alongside the narratives. So if you want to do the KOLs and everything, I think that's all good, but at the same time, if there is a product plus some basic level of marketing, like sharing the updates with the community also, and maybe sharing those updates on your X regularly, then devs do have the capacity to make money. I think like I was attending this panel where Sandeep was saying, to Prashant's point in the last conversation, there are 100 different ways where you can breach all clauses, cliffs, vesting, whatever you want. We've seen that in the past month or so. The two advices that Sandeep gave was, one, don't go to jail, and two, I mean, it's not worth it. And the second is that do whatever you have to build the initial treasury, but don't lose sight of the goal. So for devs, I think like intrinsically it comes that they want to build, right? They don't know all of this marketing and everything, and as Prashant mentioned earlier, that people learn this over a period of time, but what they intrinsically know is to build, and they want to do that. So as long as they keep on doing that, I think people are making money.
I have a little
All
view
time
here.
builder.
Okay, I have a little view and tie to like whatever you guys have said. The reason I'm saying this out loud is it sounds very good when you go and raise from the community. Okay, and you guys might have already experienced it. Um, so there's a very high level difference between when you raise from a VC and when you raise from a community. Okay, when a VC comes in, he knows that 99% chances this startup is not going to work. So for him, he has already wrote off the check for you. He's like, you are already out of their scope, right? So essentially, when you take their money, you know that's a risk capital which they are putting into. And I'm saying it out loud. It's a very not many people just talk about it, but I just want to just put it forward because this is how the world basically looks like, and this is what we are playing around with. Okay, when you put in VC money, there's no literally you just search out in Web3 like how many VC projects has been sued by the VC, right? You won't find a lot, and even very few. The reason being because it's very simple is that venture capitalists and I heard it from Haseeb and he's from Dragonfly, right? So he has been telling that is like why you should be like raising more from venture capital. Um, and I love that. I resonated with that concept a little bit. Like mostly the reason being because when again, as I said, like you raise from them, they have already have money. They know how what is risk means. They know what is going to zero means. They know they have already well calculated the risk and reward and all of those issues because there's a team behind them who's sitting and there's LPs and all of those people who are behind them. Now, when you go and raise the same money from, let's say, imagine in terms of community, there is a guy in community who just loves what you guys do, and then they put $10,000 or $5,000 into it. Now, a lot of these community members, and honestly speaking, a lot of us also, like, if we are also putting our money, it's 5,000 our pocket money which we are putting in, right? Which don't have a very high risk taking. A lot of time, what happens, people as a community, they don't have a lot of knowledge around what they should not do, right? What they should do, like all of this, because they are not financial experts. They don't understand many things. Now, if they have been sold, like what you have just told about, they have been sold a story of 10x money, right? You go and participate, you hold virtual token, get that like whatever virgin token points you have, you get a location, you will get make 10x. It's a story which is getting sold to them, right? And what they do is like they go and buy in, they stay in, and you also know, I also know, like everyone knows in the Web3 is like market never remains the same. It's like it's highly fluctuating. 10x goes down, 100x goes up. Like tomorrow, like the project, like we lived Luna era where everyone was claiming to be a $1 billion, giving 20% return on all of those stuff, right? And then Three Arrow Capital, like, there are tons of things which happened, FTX happened, a lot of things happened, right? Everyone was claiming the same story again and again. It's like we are gonna like 10x, 20x, 100x. So we are selling the community, and the I have seen people going in depression in during Luna crash. I know personally people who have lost millions of dollars. They were not VCs. They made money out of like Web3, working Web3. They lost millions just by putting their money in. And that's where I'm always of like I always go and tell to the founders and people is like, whenever you raise from the community, understand one thing, and this is also for the community as well. If any community member is putting their money into any projects out there, you have to do a thorough research, very deep research. And we have amazing tools from like Chef, what these guys are building, Daplooker, all of these teams who are building amazing stuff. Like go ahead and use them, find out what those teams are, and then put the money in. Now, when you put the money in, there might be possibility because startups are meant to go zero. Understand this, okay? They are only few startups you are going to find like going high, and this is what we don't understand in Web3, okay? So they may go zero, but what you have to back is the team. And whenever I put in my money in any of the team out there, I only think with one thing is that it's anyways going to go zero. If it goes up, it's fine, but I'm going to be supporting this team to help them to fund their daily meals, daily. They're helping their teams to fund their somebody who they have hired to build whatever they have kind of built, right? And that's where what you guys have put a very right point. As a if you're raising from community, they are your investors. You have to go tell them each and every day what you are doing. If you are shutting it down, tell them openly. I have seen many projects who have shut down as a token company, and their community supported them. Okay. So I think that's where I love to kind of like just wanted to add this point in so that it just completes overall. So don't buy in just story, just buy in the team. And that's what you have to just buy in.
I'll just add that. So if you can raise from investors, VCs, you should do that. But you need to realize that it takes a lot of time and a lot of
Bro,
effort.
again, it's a
But
it's a
now with
so
the
understand this.
yeah,
So you are not so I think when I what I have learned in my experience of raising is that when you pitch to a VC, or when you pitch to somebody who is very expert in doing that, they are going to ask you tons of different questions, and those questions are good for you internally, okay? When you go and do a pump.fund launch, or when you do any of those launches where you just make a quick money, you don't realize the value of money, okay? And that's where again, it's my theory is that when until the time you don't have understanding of like what is the money really mean and how hard it is to get that money, you are not going to value it when it's going to come to you. Today, we value that money a lot. The reason being because we have been able to do like pitching to a lot of projects, investors, other things. They have been throwing a lot of questions on us. And now, just because of that, we were able to pivot at Spheron multiple times. The reason being because they have asked us some tough questions and we were not able to answer them. But here, it's not the case. You just go, you say, okay, it's fine. I'll go do another launch, right? Nobody know. Anyways, any lot of teams are raising as an announce, right? You guys are not announce, but there are hundreds of teams who have been like doing the virtual launches and all of those launches. I was also watching like most of them announce. You have never seen them. How can you even put your money into those things, right? And people are putting the money in, but that's how the thing works. So again, I'm not entitled to community raise. I'm not entitled to any of those things. My thing is like to all the community members, they should be very informed about what you are putting, where they, and everyone, all of us, our duty is to let these guys know that put the money while you understand the risk. Don't put the money when you don't understand risk. Again, if it's again, I can go on and on into this one, but I'll I'll pause here, or else
You can't stop the 40 IQs. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can't stop them. They're like, shiny object, let's buy. So it's a bell curve, honestly, like 40 IQs and 140 IQs, but we all are hanging in behind the balance. But this was an extreme stream, honestly, guys. I loved every one of you, and thank you so much for joining in. Honestly, I can't thank you enough, like, for taking the time out and becoming a part of this and giving actual value to the community. And we have a lot of comments which is actually saying that this was actually very valuable and there was no bullshit on the stream. So this has been truly a pleasure, guys, for be here. I will give you 10 seconds just to pitch what you are building, shill it out, because everybody's real, we can see the faces. And for the people who lie in not 40 IQ region and they go out and investigate what they're putting their money into, go ahead and pitch what you're building. Let's start with Chef, then Abhinav and Abhay, and Prashant. Go ahead and just tell the community all about it.
So we have basically two AI agents, one to secure your smart contracts and one to secure your on-chain agents from malicious prompts. I think 10 seconds are over. So over to you guys.
So, you would like to go on this? We are building the same thing.
No, so I mean, at Loki, we have a, what's coming, I would say, is Genesis agent, like DD and all those information, and we're also working on trading agent. So basically, you can come and say, hey, if Loki whales are buying, you also take my $1,000 and buy those also. So these are like two of our four main product focus of this quarter: Genesis agent integration, and then trading agent, and we're very excited.
Amazing. So from my side, we are building the world's largest community powered data center, where all of these agents which are getting built can be deployed seamlessly over in a very decentralized, permissionless manner. And we don't want anyone to go out of oil, which I call in my terms, is like you should not go out of the compute. So for that, Spheron is there for public goods, for helping you guys out, even also in the future whenever you guys need a lot of GPUs.
Amazing. And from my side, I'm building Shadow Founder Detector. I'm just kidding, guys. So this has been an extreme stream, and thank you so much for watching this, guys. Please subscribe to Quill, Daplooker, Loki, and Spheron, and sign up for new streams coming your way. Have a good one, guys. And it's Prashant's birthday, by the way, in next 5 hours. So in couple of hours he gets an upgrade.
Let's launch a pump.com on his birthday. We are all
just not see.
Everybody knows it, so trust.
Don't again. I'm again saying no CA on my side, so I'm not going to launch this. Don't trust.
Let's launch.
Somebody needs to hack Prashant account.
Let's launch Spheron token.
Spheron token is already TG is going on. Anyone who wants to participate, please go ahead and do that. tg.spheron.network. There are a lot of things which are already happening there.
Get whitelisted, guys. This is the next thing you have to do.
By the way, before we drop off, we should give out the QuillAI community the code, the Dapper Looker community the code which we have for the community of theirs, so that let's add the real value to them, to our community as well, like so that we can bring it on. And I'm just saying it over the call so that we don't forget.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I won't. So take a good